Yeah, agility has to have the word human associated with it for me now. So I think for me, it's humans collectively, coming together to make informed decisions while valuing continually learning and valuing trying, right? And actually kind of that empiricism, learning by doing.
Hi, I'm Betsy, and I'm so excited to be celebrating the 5-year anniversary of my company, FreshTilt. To celebrate, I'm having a series of conversations with professional collaborators who have inspired me over the course of the past 5 years. The series is called Fresh 5, since we're celebrating 5 years of FreshTilt, and since the conversations are around 5 minutes apiece. My hope is that you will get a glimpse into the awesomeness of these people through the conversations, and that you might also be inspired yourself. I hope you enjoy. Ryan, thank you so much for joining me today for this conversation.
Happy to be here, Betsy. Thank you.
Yeah. So for our chat today, I would love to focus on your thoughtful approach to work and problem solving. So one of the things that's really inspired me about your approach over the last few years is just how sort of clear and well thought out your ideas are. One example, I remember we were working together in the past and we were just kind of reviewing some thoughts that you had on some work you were doing. And it really struck me because, unfortunately, sometimes in the agile space, we're in rooms with people who are a little bit flying by the seat of their pants or self-proclaimed experts or maybe not approaching things in the most thoughtful or humble way. So I really draw a lot of inspiration from your approach, and if I ever find myself falling into that other pattern, I try to kind of course correct and, think about people like you who have that more as their MO. So as we focus on sort of thoughtful problem solving, my first question is, what do you think of when you hear the phrase slow down to speed up?
Yeah, well, thanks so much for that. I'm flattered.
Mm-hmm.
I think what comes to mind for me is the word discovery and the opportunity to, when you slow down, you have the opportunity to look around a little bit more and be more observant, perhaps learn something, in addition to maybe digging deeper so you have more confidence about your idea or the concept that you're sharing. And maybe partnership comes to mind as well, because in that example that you're giving, it was important for me to get something out of my head and get some reactions to it. So something that inspires me a lot in my agile coaching is I do some woodworking on the side. And I think the parallel here is sometimes in woodworking it pays to slow down and make a jig or make something that's going to help you do the cut or do the repetitive action that you need to do with accuracy and greater predictability.
Yeah.
And so I think the parallel is maybe, in our world, if you had a really good activity or exercise that you got some feedback on, got some thought partners on, you have greater confidence to ultimately, in the end, know that what you're delivering is the right thing and helping you kind of speed up after you've taken that moment to slow down.
I love that. Yeah, sort of investing in the right things up front, knowing that it will pay off.
Sure, yeah, because you're investing, you're practicing, right? You're maybe failing a little bit, figuring out what's not working.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any examples of a time when maybe a lack of a mindful approach led to some bad outcomes?
Yeah, I might even actually say that a lot of my early on months and years in agile coaching or even as a scrum master, I'm not sure how thoughtful I was being. I think I was super focused, like many of us and many new people into that practice, on the rules and the roles and the ceremonies. And so I think if I had been more thoughtful then, I would have done a better job of asking questions about the teams I was coaching and the individuals I was coaching, hey, what's success look like for you? Or posing questions to them that further kind of invested them in this change that they're undertaking or that whatever I'm helping them with as a coach. So I think that's one thing where I look back that I wish I, perhaps had not gone in with such assumptive thinking that, hey, this is the framework that they need and, been a little bit more open-minded to help them take that first step with whatever was right for them.
Yeah, yeah. Like sometimes we talk about the doing agile versus being agile. That's kind of what's coming up for me as you say that. There's a lot of like frameworks and rules out there that can be followed, but if you're not grounding it in the reality of the people, results may
exactly. And
vary.
it's understandable, right? When people first start coaching or when they first start working on an agile team, there's like a safety and comfort in the rules because they're easy to understand, but hard to master. And I think as you mature and you gain more experience, you understand and respect that maybe those indexing on those things or focusing too much on those things, that isn't agility. That's maybe doing, right? But we're seeking that being.
Yeah, yeah. So going, thinking a little bit about the balance between planning and being mindful, but also acknowledging that when people are pursuing agile ways of working, they're also looking for some speed many times. How do you personally navigate that balance between mindfulness and the need to learn quickly, and what practices help you do that?
Yeah, I think it's important for me personally to get something out of my head and get it on paper or get it in a different medium. So I think in our world, it's, getting that feedback and making what your idea is visible to others so that they can give you a reaction. So if you have a big presentation or if you're modeling an activity, is there like a friendly or somebody that, you can trust for that feedback, and it's kind of a fail-safe zone to get their thoughts and to your question, kind of like learn from them and learn from you practicing it for real, or you actually having to express your concept or your idea using words like outside of your head and see what the feedback is.
Yeah, I love that. Get that feedback, test and learn, prototype, like those are all fantastic techniques. I
Certainly,
agree.
Yeah.
So last question, what does agility mean to you?
Yeah, agility has to have the word human associated with it for me now. So I think for me, it's humans collectively, coming together to make informed decisions while valuing continually learning and valuing trying, right? And actually kind of that empiricism, learning by doing. And so I think that's kind of an area that I've become more passionate about in my coaching, is ensuring that the human element is present. I think everybody can, find agility in a variety of ways. And for me, looking outside has provided a lot of tools for me to help people coach and a way for me to see it differently too.
Yeah, so well said. I agree.
Thanks.
Well, thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate this. It's been great getting to know you and working with you over the past 5 years, and I look forward to much more. And I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Congratulations on
Thanks.
5 years.
Thank you.